Richard, I can't imagine what's keeping her. She should have been home hours ago.
I just have time for one more sandwich.
Oh, yes. Would you like some more milk?
Thank you. She knows I was going to meet her here, Kat.
Yes, well, I'm sure she'll be here.
Richard, could I ask you a personal question?
Sure, go ahead.
Are you going to marry Patty?
Ross.
Why can't I ask him? He'd be my brother-in-law.
Well, she's crazy about me, but I don't know if I'm going to marry her or not.
Has she asked you yet?
Ross, it doesn't work that way.
You don't know Patty.
Gung-ho, group!
Gung-ho yourself. You know, you're an hour late.
It was for a good cause. Where were you, Patty? At church.
On a Wednesday afternoon?
Mm-hmm. The church is having a big bazaar, and I'm on the committee. They asked all of us to come up with ideas to raise money. It's a lucky thing they have me. I came up with a blockbuster.
You gonna run a crooked poker game?
No, I suggested a raffle. It should be a cinch to raise at least $100. That's a wonderful idea, Patty.
Yeah, that sounds great. What are you going to raffle off?
You.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Patty, you're not serious about raffling me off.
Oh, yes, I am. It's all set.
Well, it's unconstitutional.
Rich, I have it all figured out, Richard.
Why would anyone buy a ticket to win him?
Because the prize is not only Richard, but dinner at the Starlight Room and orchestra seats to the Broadway smash hit A Girl from Paris.
Hey, that's great thinking.
Then you'll let us raffle you off?
Sure. Oh, I mean, it's the least I can do for the church.
His fiancé. Well, we better get down to business. Now, the bazaar is only 2 weeks away, and we have a lot of work to do. I figure we can charge 50 cents a ticket.
If we sell 10,000 tickets, that's $5,000.
Richard, I love you. But don't go into orbit. If I can get rid of 100 tickets, it'll be a minor miracle.
Be sure they know it's me.
That'll hold back the sale. Okay. Gung-ho.
Patty, why don't we print our own tickets and save that expense? George has a small printing press that I'm sure he'll let us use. That's a great idea, Kat. And we can print them on the back of last week's math test.
I can't believe it. I'm the prize.
Finish one? There you are. Thank you. Here, Kathy. Okay?
Yeah.
Your staples.
Hi.
Slane. How are you?
Gee, it looks like a bookie joint. How do you know what a bookie joint looks like? I watch TV.
How are the tickets coming along?
Great. Here, let me show you one. What do you think of it?
Win Richard Harrison. That's a catchy heading. A fab dinner at the Fab Starlight Room, followed by orchestra seats to the Fab hit The Girl from Paris.
Well,
Fab.
thanks, Bob.
How many of these are you printing?
100. I'm buying 10 of them myself.
That's very charitable of you.
Not only that, it gives me 10% chance of winning. See, I don't want Richard taking anybody else out. And this way, if I win, it'll work out great. The church will get its $50, and Rich and I'll get a dinner at the Starlight Room and orchestra seats to The Girl from Paris.
Good luck.
Thanks, Papa. See ya.
See ya.
I just now, Kat. I sold another 5. Great, that means we only have 60 tickets left to sell.
Hello, Patty. Kathy.
Hi, Gloria.
I understand you're selling raffle tickets for Richard.
Yeah.
I'd like to buy some.
Oh, gee, that's a shame. We're all sold out. Oh, but we have a class to make. You're absolutely right, Kathy. She's always worried about being late for class. Well, better luck next time. Bye. Patty, how could you do that? We still have 60 tickets to sell. Not to her, we don't. I don't trust her with Richard. This is for charity, remember? Yeah, and charity begins at home. I'll buy the tickets myself. How many have you bought already? This will make 11. I have an 11% chance of winning a date with my own boyfriend. Let's go. Hi! How many tickets would you like to buy to a charity raffle? Only 50 cents to win an evening with Richard Harrison at the Starlight Room and to see the new Broadway smash hit, A Girl from Paris.
I heard about this. I'll take 2.
Thank you, Mary. Here you go. Good luck.
I'll take 1.
Oh, find another one.
I'll buy 1.
Just a second. Sorry, all sold out. Bye.
Hi, Patty. Where you been?
Selling pieces of you. I sold 5 more tickets.
Boy, I'm selling like hotcakes.
Sammy!
What do you have, Patty?
The usual.
1 double coconut thrill, extra chocolate syrup, heavy on the sprinkles.
Right. Sammy, would you do me a favor?
What can I do for you?
Sell these for me?
What are they?
Tickets to a charity raffle.
Yeah, I'm the prize.
Does everyone know that?
Look, all you have to do is put them on the counter and collect the money. They practically sell themselves. What do you say?
Have I got a choice?
Thanks a million, Sammy. You've just made a great contribution to the American way of life.
How's your ticket sale coming along?
It's a smash. We only have 6 more tickets to sell.
Oh, that's too bad.
Too bad.
Yes, I mentioned your charity raffle at my bridge club this afternoon, and I can sell about 25 tickets for you.
The women at your bridge club want to buy tickets?
That's right.
That's a great idea, Mama. Sell as many as you can.
All right.
Oh, Patty, you don't have 25 tickets to sell. I'll print up some more tonight.
Could you print up some extra ones?
What for?
I have a scout meeting tonight. I think they'll buy some. Some of those kids will bet on anything.
How many do you think you could sell?
I'll try 25.
Great! It's a toss-up whether Richard's going on a date with me, Mama's bridge club, or the Boy Scouts.
Will 50 be enough?
Well, maybe you better print an extra 10, just for luck.
Okay.
Who did you say is buying those extra tickets, Patty?
Oh, just a group of girls around town.
Yeah? That's great. You know, this is one of your better ideas.
I'm glad you like it.
You know, it's kind of exciting, not knowing who's going to win me.
Oh, here they are.
I have a pretty good idea.
Going to play?
Yeah.
So am I. But not tennis.
What are those?
Oh, 20 tickets to your raffle.
20. Where did you get 20 tickets?
Oh, Sam was selling them at the Shake Shop. Now I have almost twice as many as you. Oh, I know you're not very good at mathematics, darling, but that gives me a 2-to-1 edge. Good luck.
Patty, did Gloria tell you she bought 20 tickets? I'm not much of a mathematician, but that's a 2-to-1 edge. I can't let her win. What are you going to do about it? There's only one thing left I can do. Buy 12 more tickets. Where are you going to get the money? That's a good question. Maybe I could raffle myself off. Would you believe it? We've sold a grand total of 204 tickets. 205. I just sold my last ticket. Great. Who did you sell it to? I'd rather not say. It's too silly. Oh, come on. Who was it? I'd rather not say. Okay.
5, 10, 11, 12, 12.50.
What's that?
I sold my 25 tickets.
I tell you, there's nothing like the good old Boy Scouts. I hope one of those cute little kids wins. Can you imagine Richard walking down the aisle of the theater with a Boy Scout on his arm?
I didn't sell them to the Boy Scouts.
You didn't?
No, our patrol leader has an older sister who's a model, and these models do charity work, so they bought the whole block for me.
You sold those 25 tickets to models?
Yeah.
You dirty little double-crosser! How could you do that to your own sister?
What difference does it make who buys them? It all goes to charity.
What difference does it make who buys them? You just ruined my whole life!
Try to do a favor for a friend.
Grateful monster. Patty Ross was only trying to help you. Who's talking about Ross? I'm talking about Richard. How dare he let himself be auctioned off like cattle? Patty, it was your idea. You talked him into it. Kathy, don't defend him. He should have talked me out of it. The uncertainty I can't stand. He's going to dinner in the theater, and I don't know if he's going with Gloria, a beautiful model, one of my mother's bridge partners, or a Boy Scout. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, yes, there is. I'm going to call off the raffle. You can't do that. Oh, yes, I can. This is the sick little brain that thought up that stupid plan, and it can just think up something else. Something that doesn't involve sending my boyfriend on a date with a beautiful model. The raffle is off. Oh, hello, Mrs. Fowler.
Hello, Patty. I'm so glad I caught you at home.
Won't you come in?
Hello, Kathy.
Hello, Mrs. Pollock.
I've just come from our church committee meeting. We discussed the raffle.
And you decided not to hold it. Oh, that's wonderful, Mrs. Pollock. It was a terrible idea in the first place.
Not hold it. Why, the committee wanted me to drop by and tell you how grateful they were to you. You've raised more money than everyone else put together.
I have?
As a matter of fact, we voted to hold another raffle next year.
Oh, good. Maybe you can raffle off my brain. Here, I have some more money for you.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Well, I really must be going.
Okay.
Goodbye, Kathy.
Goodbye, Mrs. Pollock.
Goodbye, Patty, and thank you again.
Oh,
I'll see you Sunday at the bazaar.
Yeah, I'll be there. Thank you. You're a natural-born fundraiser. I'm a natural-born idiot. Patty, why don't you take your chances? Kathy, I don't mind gambling, but not with loaded dice. One way or another, I've got to get every single one of those tickets back. Maggie? Hi. Oh, hi, Patty. You remember that raffle ticket I sold you? Yeah? Well, I'd like to have it back. You mean you want to buy it back? No, not exactly. I thought maybe we could do a little bartering. You know how you're always asking me to do your hair? Oh, you mean you will? Sure. Great. Good. When? Tonight. Thank you. George, you have one ticket, right?
I do my own hair.
Oh. Yeah, but how would you like me to cut your lawn? I'll be at your house Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you. Goodbye. Adeline, I'm here to take back the raffle tickets I sold you.
I don't want to give mine back. I think I'm going to win.
Adeline, you know how you're always asking me to give you tennis lessons?
Yes,
How about Sunday at 3 o'clock?
it's a deal.
Okay. Alice, I know you hate grocery shopping, right?
Right.
Well, big-hearted Patty's going to take over for you. I have 2 tickets, and they're both yours. Thank you. I'll put you down for the next 2 Fridays. Mary, you hate dishwashing, don't you?
Boy, you said it.
Okay, next Tuesday and Thursday, I'll be at your house washing the dishes.
Sold.
Thank you.
So where'd Patty go?
She has some errands to do after dinner, Uncle Martin.
It's wonderful how much she's helped with the church bazaar, isn't it?
She may turn out to have a business head on her shoulders.
Hello, darling.
Exhausting evening?
Yeah, but very satisfying. I got back all the tickets. You got all of them back? Mm-hmm.
How'd you find the models?
Their names and addresses were on the stubs. Boy, you should have seen some of them. I wouldn't have had a chance.
Patty, do you mean you bought back all those raffle tickets you sold?
Not bought them back, Papa. I kind of traded them.
Traded them? For what?
For me. I'm going to be doing slave labor for the next 6 months.
I hope Richard appreciates you.
I think he should know about this. Oh, no, he shouldn't.
Why not?
Well, we all know what an egomaniac Richard is. He might think I was jealous. And we all know I'm not.
You and Patty going to play tennis?
Yes, she's quite good on that, Lee. I've learned a lot from her.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm ready, Patty. Oh, good. Have a good game. I'll be at the park giving Adeline a lesson. I thought we were going to play. Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Kath. This is business. You don't think I'm doing it for fun, do you? Teaching Adeline how to play tennis is like pushing a truck up the Rocky Mountains in the middle of a snowstorm. See ya. All set for an evening of dishwashing.
Oh, good.
Oh, not here, Mama. I wish it were. See ya. Hi, Papa. Papa, I've been
What
meaning...
are you all dressed up for?
Oh, car washing.
Really?
Yeah,
Gee, I'm glad to hear that.
thanks. Papa, do you wash a car out of the sun?
Yeah, that's right. I'll move it into the shade for you.
Oh, don't bother. It's Gina Tugwell's car. Let her move it into the shade. See ya. Patty, look at you. What happened? I've been babysitting with a Martian. Oh, well. At least that's one more that can be checked off. Just think, only 6 more weeks and I'll be through. Patty, is Richard really worth all this? Of course he is, Kathy. Don't you see? I can't let him go to the theater and dinner with a gorgeous model. He might find out he can do without me. If he tries to do without you, he's crazy. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Look at all those tickets. Somewhere in there is a glorious evening with Richard. Did you manage to get all the tickets back? All except 2. And what's 2 against this pile? I better get dressed. Do you have a date with Richard tonight? Richard? Who has time for Richard? I'm doing Maggie's hair tonight.
Hey, shouldn't Patty be back by now?
Well, this was one of her busier nights. She had appointments to do 2 hairdos, a shampoo, and walk Angela's dog.
I've heard of moonlighting, but that's ridiculous.
Well, Patty gets herself into these spots, Ross, but she usually manages to get herself out of them.
Boy, she sure is going through a lot of trouble for a guy she sees every day anyhow.
You may not understand it now, darling, but one day you'll go to a lot of trouble for someone you care about.
Well, I can understand that. Yesterday I caught a snake for Johnny Rogers.
Ross, it's not the same thing.
Oh, you mean the boy-girl stuff?
That's right.
Well, I've thought about it. But to tell you the truth, I just can't understand what all the big fuss is about.
Hello, Richard. Hi, Mr. Lane. Hi, Mrs. Lane.
Hello, Richard.
Ross?
Hi.
Would you like a
Sure.
sandwich?
Just some cake and milk, thanks. I just finished dinner a few minutes ago. Where's Patty?
Oh, she had to go out and do some errands.
Sure have a bright daughter. That was a brilliant idea of hers to raffle me off. It was like stumbling on a gold mine.
I never thought of it in those terms, Richard.
Bet you I'm the only man in history who's been raffled off.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm keeping a chart at the house of all the tickets sold. The graph went right off the paper. Even I didn't expect such a run on me.
We never know what'll sell, do we, Richard?
Sure is a funny feeling, not knowing who's going to win you.
Today's a big day, isn't it?
You mean the church bazaar? Yes.
Say, isn't Patty coming down to breakfast?
I think she's too nervous to eat.
I'd be nervous, too, if I thought I was going to win Richard in a raffle.
So what makes her so sure she's going to win him?
This is what makes me so sure. I need your help, though. When they call up the winning number, it's going to take me a month to find it in here.
What would you like us to do, darling?
I thought if each one of us took a batch of tickets, we'd find it much faster. What do you say?
I don't see why not.
It's all right with me.
Count me in.
Me too.
This is going to be one of the big red letter days of my life. Hi, Rich. Hi, Gloria.
Hello, Richard.
Hi, Patty. They're ready to start. I thought you weren't coming.
Not come. I had to pick up my prize, didn't I?
Maybe.
That's pitiful.
Well, we may as well start the drawing.
Could you wait 1 second, Mrs. Pollock?
Are you ready?
Ready, dear.
Ross?
Blast off.
Kathy? Ready? Papa?
Ready?
Okay, we're all ready.
The winner is number 263.
I must have it right here. Just a minute. Mama, I don't have it.
It isn't here.
Ross?
Nope.
Kathy? No, Patty, I don't have it. Oh, then Papa has it.
I'm afraid I don't have it, Patty.
Well, one of you has to have it. I bought up all the tickets except 2.
Gloria, do you have number 263?
264.
Wait a minute. 263. I won myself.
How could you win? I didn't sell you a ticket. I sold it to him.
Congratulations, Richard. There's a reservation for 2 at the Starlight Room, and here are your theater tickets.
Thanks a lot.
Congratulations, Richard.
That's wonderful.
You know something? I could have saved myself a lot of work. You didn't want to gamble on that, remember? Yeah, but it worked out all right. Richard and I are going to have a beautiful evening.
We sure are. I can't wait for the 16th.
The 16th?
Yeah, that's the night we're painting the town.
I'm afraid you're going to have to paint it alone, Richard.
What are you talking about?
I can't go with you on the 16th. Why not? Because thanks to you, I have 3 hairdos. I'm serving a dinner party for 8, baking a cake, babysitting, cleaning out a basement, fixing some drinks.
Good evening, Richard.
Evening, Mr. Lane. Is Kathy ready?
Seems strange to have you asking for Kathy.
I know. I can't get used to it either. I keep thinking Patty's gonna kill me.
Come in, Richard.
Thanks. Hi, everybody.
Good evening, Richard.
Hi.
You look very nice.
So do you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mom, for letting me borrow these pots and pans. Alice would never have had enough to cook for 20 people.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich. Gee, you look great.
Thanks.
Is that a new suit?
Yep.
Beautiful. Well, you two make a lovely-looking couple. Have a ball. I'm very sorry, Patty. I had no idea it would turn out like this. That's okay. It's my own fault. I outsmarted myself again.
I brought you something.
For me? Thank you, Richard.
It's okay.
Well, you two better be running along. You'll be late.
Bye.
Have a good time.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, Patty, that's really very sporting of you.
Oh, that's okay. It's the least I can do for charity. And this way we can keep them in the family.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Come in. Run down a fast biography on him, Roger, will you? And get me as much information as you can for the next edition. Roger, just hold on a minute, Roger. Hello, Jim. Gee, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Listen, the old man has decided to kill that story. Yeah, well, I don't know why either. Why don't you take it up with him, okay? All right, fine. Roger, now look, I'm sorry, but my secretary is ill and the phones are driving me crazy, so just get it done as fast as you can, okay? Yeah, all right, we'll talk about it later. All right, bye-bye. Oh.
Hi, Papa. You need another head.
I need a secretary. What can I do for you, honey?
I've come on a serious financial matter.
Hattie, I'm not a bottomless well.
I know, Papa, but it's just in advance until next week. There's this fantastic sale on matching sweaters, and they're only $5, and if I don't get down there right away, they'll be all gone.
Hattie, how's your shorthand?
My what?
Well, you studied typing and shorthand in school, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, how'd you like to come down here and help me out? Miss Wilson is off for the rest of the week. I thought maybe you could drop down every day after school and handle the phones and take a few letters.
Papa, that's the greatest idea I've ever heard. I'd love to work for you. Being right here in the middle of all the excitement of running a big newspaper. Earning my own way instead of borrowing on my allowance.
That's wonderful. Okay, we can start right now on these letters, all right?
Except I can't. You see, the reason I'm picking up the sweaters is I have a bowling date with Richard, and he's waiting for me, and I know if there's anything you hate, it's a daughter who's not punctual. So I'm afraid I'll have to pass up this opportunity.
I see. Here.
Thanks a million, Papa. I'll pay you back next Saturday.
Yeah. Hello?
Bye.
I'm George Reynolds, remember?
Of course. The last time I saw you was in Chicago, wasn't it?
That's right.
What are you doing here?
I have to report to Mr. Lane about a job.
Hey, that's great. Give your uncle my regards, will you?
I'll certainly do that.
Right, Bert, I'll leave it up to you to set it up. Bye.
I'm, ready to take a letter.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Certainly was, but... Oh, I'm sorry. I should never have gotten in your way like that. I wasn't looking where I was going.
Here you are.
Thank you very much. Oh, thanks a million.
No trouble at all.
Martin should be right back. You don't like him, George.
I'm sure I will, Uncle William.
He's been pushing himself a little too hard lately. I've been trying to get him to slow down. But I can't. You'll be taking some of the burden off his shoulders for a few weeks.
I'll try.
I'd like to try to get him to go down to one of the islands in the Caribbean and relax in the sun, but he refuses.
How are you going to go about it?
The only way to blast him loose in this office is to trick him. It'll be a lot easier with you here. Oh, Martin. I want you to meet my nephew, George Reynolds.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Lane.
Thank you.
George is going to be your new executive assistant.
Bill, I don't need an executive assistant. Unless you think I'm not capable of handling the job myself.
Don't be ridiculous, Martin. It's just that we need someone here in case you're away.
Well, I'm not planning to be away.
We never know, do we? I'm sure you two will get on splendidly. Let me know if he gives you any trouble.
I will, Uncle William. I'm sorry to have been sprung on you like this, Mr. Lane, but I hope to be able to accomplish a lot here.
Aren't you a little young? Besides, being the publisher's nephew doesn't necessarily qualify you as a newspaper man.
I know that. I majored in journalism at Northwestern, edited a farm journal for 1 year, worked for Associated Press for 1 summer, and spent some time on the editorial desk of the Chicago Bulletin.
Oh.
Darling, you haven't touched your dinner.
I'm not hungry.
I am. Boy, putting in a hard day's work really gives me an appetite. You know, I should have gone to work for you a long time ago, Papa.
The paper might not still be in business.
A little honest work wouldn't hurt you either, brother dear. Patty, how long are you going to work at the newspaper?
My secretary comes back on Monday.
Oh, that's no reason for me to quit. I'd like to work there as long as you're there.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Boy, I hate it when they get dramatic. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go upstairs and see if I need a shave.
Patty, what do you do at the newspaper? Oh, a little bit of everything. You know how it is. No, I don't know how it is. I've never seen you this enthusiastic about working before. That's the word for it, all right. I can't wait to get down there every day. Who is it? Who's who? I think I'll go down there tomorrow and see if I can help Uncle Martin. Oh, you wouldn't like it down there, Kathy. It's noisy. Rush, rush, rush. All right, then don't tell me. To tell you the truth, Kathy, I've been dying to tell you. He's the most sensational thing I've ever laid eyes on. He's everybody rolled up in one. Wait till you meet him. When will that be? Well, not yet. First, I want him to get to know the real me.
Oh, girls, please. Would you do me
Yeah, we know. I'll wash you dry.
I brought you coffee, dear.
Thanks.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just checking through our balance sheet. See how much money we have saved. Never as much as it should be, is it?
Martin, what's wrong?
Natalie, Smathers is trying to ease me out of the Chronicle.
You're joking.
They were in my office this morning discussing the best way to get rid of me.
I don't believe it.
Well, neither could I, but I heard them myself. Let's face it, Natalie, I'm getting on. They probably want a younger man in there.
Darling, you are the youngest man I know.
Smathers knows somebody younger, his nephew.
Oh, they can't just throw you out after all these years.
Oh, they aren't going to throw me out. They're going to trick me. Probably got some plan worked out where I lose my pension, too.
I think you should talk to Smathers right now, face to face.
Which one of his faces should I talk to?
Oh, you don't even have anything definite to go on except a conversation.
Natalie, Smathers' nephew is already working there as my executive assistant. Boy, I just can't figure out what went wrong. Circulation is up, the paper's doing well.
You could always take that job they offered you in Indianapolis.
I already got him someone for that job.
Oh. When do you think this is going to happen?
Oh, well, the way they're moving down there, I wouldn't be surprised if George was the editor of the Chronicle within a week. But listen, we better not say anything to the kids yet. There's no point in getting them upset until it actually happens.
All right.
Taking a coffee break?
I think I better have a milk break. I've really been drinking far too much coffee. I have to cut down.
1 milk.
Thank you.
Would you like anything else?
Yeah, just this. And, maybe this. And this. Thanks a lot.
Say, aren't you Martin Lane's daughter?
Yes. Oh, but I want you to think of me as just another girl. I mean, I don't believe in cashing in on the fact that my father is the managing editor of this whole newspaper.
Ooh, I think that's very admirable of you.
Oh, do you?
You know, your father's a very difficult man to get to know, isn't he?
Papa? He's the doll of the Western world.
Every time I try and see him, he's always busy.
Well, I can fix that. Beard the lion in his den.
What?
Catch him in his natural habitat.
How do you do that?
By accepting the invitation I'm about to extend to you to have dinner at our house tonight.
I would love to. But are you sure your father would approve?
Oh, approve? Papa is the most sociable man in the whole world.
All right. Thank you. I'd be delighted to have dinner tonight. Besides, it'll give your father and me a chance to talk.
Yeah. We can all get to know each other a little better.
And if we cut down on concerts in the theater, we could save another $15 to $20 a month.
And I could cancel that new dress I ordered. I don't really need it. I'll do my blue one over. Was anything more said today?
Oh, a few subtle hints. Didn't I think I was working too hard and I'm looking a little pale?
What's the nephew like?
I don't know. I managed to avoid him. He keeps trying to talk to me, but I keep ducking him.
Good for you. How dare he?
Yeah.
Hi, Gru.
Hello, darling.
Oh, we're having a guest for dinner tonight, okay?
Of course.
Oh, thanks.
Richard?
No, this is somebody new. You'll like him, Papa. You've got a lot in common with him. He's in the newspaper game, too.
Is he?
Yeah. He thinks a lot of you. He's always asking me all kinds of questions about you.
Well, that's very flattering. Nice to know someone's interested in me.
I'm anxious for you to get to know him. As a matter of fact, he works right... There he is, right on the dot. I always say that's the sign of a good newspaper man.
I wish Patty weren't so impulsive. I don't feel like company tonight.
Oh, darling, maybe it's exactly what you need. And if he's in the newspaper business, you two will have a lot in common.
Good evening.
Yes, it sure is.
I hope I'm not too early.
Oh, no, you're right on time. The family can't wait to meet you. Come on in. Folks, say hello to George Reynolds. Hi.
Hello, dear.
Would you mind letting me in on a secret? I've never been so humiliated in my life. You acted like he had leprosy or something.
Well, I'm sorry, honey. It wasn't your fault. You didn't know what was going on.
I still don't. Won't somebody please tell me what I did wrong?
Honey, George Reynolds is being primed to take your father's job away from him.
I don't believe it.
Well, I'm afraid it's true. It's bad enough that I have to see him down at the office without having him here as a dinner guest.
Oh, Papa, I'm sorry. I didn't know. He didn't seem like that kind of a person.
Well, who knows? Maybe he's being forced into it. Anyway, I'm sorry I ruined your evening. I shouldn't have burdened you with my problems.
You're practically out of a job and you're worried about ruining my evening.
Well...
Don't you worry, Papa. You're the best newspaper man in the business.
Exactly what I told him.
You know, I can go out and get a job and help out.
Now, wait a minute. We're not ready to go on relief yet.
Boy, wait till I get that George Reynolds. Am I going to fix him?
You'll do nothing of the sort. I don't want you to discuss this with him, okay?
If I cut out 2 sodas a week, that's 50 cents. That's $2 a month, $24 a year. And by the end of 10 years, I'll have $240. I'm going to get a job at night. And when Kathy finds out what's going on, she'll help out, too.
Sure is rotten of Mr. Smathers to give his nephew your father's job.
Well, George sure had me fooled. He seems so nice.
If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know. Like giving him a sock in the mouth.
Thanks, Richard. We'll be okay. We may have to move into some tenement or something. Maybe a cold water flat where you walk up 5 or 6 flights. But we'll be all right. The exercise will be good for us.
2 more sodas, please. Better keep up your strength, Patty.
Martin, I wonder how Henry Ritter is.
Henry Ritter? What made you think of him?
Oh, I don't know. He still owns the Oklahoma City Post, doesn't he?
Yeah?
And he offered you a job as managing editor.
Natalie, that was a year ago.
He seemed very eager to have you.
Well, even if there were an opening for me, do you want to live in Oklahoma City?
I want to live wherever you're appreciated. Why don't you call him and ask him how he's feeling?
Now?
No.
All right. Operator, I'd like to place a call to Oklahoma City, please. Well, that's very flattering, Henry. How soon could I start to work?
Tonight?
Well, how about Monday? Fine. Thank you, Henry. I'm looking forward to it, too. That's just wonderful. Goodbye now. Well, you're looking at the new editor of the Oklahoma City Post.
That's wonderful, darling.
You sure you don't mind moving?
Of course not. When are you going to break the news to Mr. Smathers?
Just as soon as I sign those contracts.
He's in for a big surprise.
Elizabeth, would you tell Mr. Smathers I'd like to see him, please?
I'll see if he's in, Mr. Lane.
Hello.
Hello.
Is anything wrong?
Don't be silly. What could be wrong?
I don't know, but I sure got frostbitten at dinner last night.
Well, what did you expect? You sneak in here and try to steal my father's job away from him, and then you use me to get a dinner invitation.
Take your father's job away from him. What are you talking about?
As if you didn't know.
I'm here to do your father a favor.
Some favor.
Patty, I postponed taking a job in Paris because my uncle asked me to help out here for a couple of weeks so that your father could have a rest.
A rest?
That's right. My uncle wants him to take a vacation. But your father refuses to take any time off.
Do you mind kicking me?
It looks as if I already have. I'm sorry you misunderstood. No one could fill your father's shoes, Patty. My Uncle William keeps telling me how lucky he is to have him as his managing editor.
I don't have to walk up 6 flights.
What?
Oh, nothing. I owe you a king-sized apology. I guess we all do.
I think we better straighten this out.
Oh, I'll go talk to my father. I can't tell you how happy this is going to make him. Thank you. Papa, I've got the greatest news for you. I just talked to George.
Now, Patty, we don't have to worry about George anymore.
I know. Papa, George isn't here to take your job away from you. He's here because Mr. Smathers says you're the best managing editor in the business and he wants you to take a vacation. That's why he sent for George, so you could have time off to rest.
He said that?
Uh-huh. George doesn't want your job. He's waiting to take a job in Paris. Something wrong, Papa?
Hello, Patty.
Hello, Mr. Smathers. Well, I guess you two have a lot to talk about. Excuse me.
You want to see me, Martin?
Oh, no. I mean, yes. That is, sit down, won't you?
What is it, Martin?
Well, there's something that I have to tell you.
Yes, Martin.
Well, you see, I'm afraid that I actually misunderstood completely what George was doing here at the paper. I thought that he was going to take over my job.
After... Martin, you should know better than that.
Yeah, well, you haven't heard the half of it yet. You see, what I've gone and done is I've Actually, I've signed a contract to become the editor of the Oklahoma City Post.
You're joking.
Oh, I wish I were. But don't worry, because I'll get out of it. I mean, I'm sure there's not going to be any problem about it.
Well, there had better not be, Martin. Because I'm holding you to your contract right here.
That's only fair. Honey, would you try to get me Oklahoma City, please?
He signed a contract without giving me any notice.
But that was because he thought he was being pushed out of here.
Oh, he should know better than that.
I'm sure he'll have no trouble getting out of his other contract.
You're wrong, George. He's going to have a lot of trouble.
What do you mean?
Martin needs a lesson. Get me Henry Ritter at the Oklahoma City Post.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Nat.
Is anything wrong?
What could be wrong? You're married to one of the most successful newspaper men in the business. How many other men do you know who are managing editors of two newspapers which are 2,000 miles apart?
Didn't you quit your job on the New York Chronicle?
Oh, Smathers has no intention of letting me quit that job, and neither does Ritter out in Oklahoma City. I talked to him for an hour today on the telephone.
Martin, what are you going to do?
I'm going to fly to Oklahoma City tonight.
What about Smathers?
Oh, he says it's all right, so long as I'm back here tomorrow morning.
What's going to happen?
I'm not sure, Nat, but I have a feeling that from now on I'm going to spend a lot of time in the air.
Hi, folks. I brought a dinner guest home. What if your plan doesn't work?
It has to.
I hope you're right. You know, this past week, Martin has spent more time in the air than he has on the ground.
He's flown to Oklahoma City 7 times this week. That must be some kind of record.
What time does this plane leave?
In about an hour.
Without him, I hope.
That must be him.
Well, would you let him in, please, Patty?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, Mrs. Smathers.
Hello, Betty.
Won't you come into the living room?
Thank you. Hello, Natalie.
Well, hello, Mr. Smathers.
Where's, Martin?
Oh, he's upstairs getting dressed for Oklahoma City.
You said you wanted to see me.
Yes, I do. I have a present for you.
Hmm? It's, a white flag.
Mr. Smathers, the lame surrender.
I, don't understand.
Oh, I think you do. See, George tells us that you went to school with Henry Ritter.
Oh, does he?
Yes, and that you're very old friends.
That's right, isn't it, Uncle William?
Oh, I talk to Ritter every once and again.
Yes, and I wish you'd talk to him again.
I bet Henry that Martin could handle both jobs for a month. Oh, well. Is he ready for that vacation?
He certainly is, and so am I. There's a plane leaving for Florida in an hour.
I'll drive into the airport.
Natalie, I'm all set. Hello there.
Hello, Martin.
George? Well, looks like everybody's here.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite of a welcoming committee.
What?
We're all here to see you off, Uncle Martin.
But it's only another trip to Oklahoma City.
That's right, dear, only this time we're going to take along plenty of suntan oil.
What?
Let's go.
I'll never forget you for this.
My pleasure.
Come on.
You know, sometimes I don't understand my family.
You don't have to understand us, Martin. Just love us.
Yeah, but what do we need with suntan oil in Oklahoma City?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Peas and pizza. There's mushrooms and anchovies and pepper.
Never mind. Pizza. Move.
Okay, okay. See this over here, this in here.
Will you
and
move?
This over here. Okay. There.
What's that?
Just what it says. Crunch.
Hey, wait a minute. That's crunch spelled with a C.
What makes you such a big expert? Patty, how are we going to get Ross's presents into the closet within city right there? I'll tell you what. I'll get him into a nice, friendly conversation. That'll distract him. No, it won't. That would only make him suspicious. You're right. Okay? I'll get him into a nice, friendly argument. Once I've got his attention, you make a beeline for the closet, okay? All right. Well. Playing Scrabble, fellas?
No, we're drilling for oil.
Really, well, that's very funny, Ross.
Will you put an egg in your shoe and beat it?
Oh, you're really a whip today. I
Hey,
can't
come on, give it a... Oh, now you've done it.
I'm sorry, Ross. Keep looking. I think you get them all. How many was there? 7? Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Okay, I think you've got them all now. I got it! D-O-G. Dog.
I'm tired of this game. Why don't we go outside and hack around?
Okay. Oh, wait a minute, fellas. How about a nice game of three-handed Scrabble?
Then you'll play with us?
Oh, sure, I'd love to.
Okay. Are you ready?
To play Scrabble with you? Put an egg in your shoe and beat it. You know, you're right. Your sister is a flip.
No, she's not. She didn't really want to play.
No?
Nah, she was just keeping us busy while Kathy hid my birthday presents.
How do you know?
I just know. It's kind of a gift I have.
Like mental telepathy?
No, like eavesdropping.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Come and get it.
Boy, my mother never gives me lunch in my room.
Not even when they want you out of the way so they can talk about you?
Is that what they're doing?
Of course. They're discussing my birthday.
Boy, you sure got grown-ups figured out, don't you, Ross?
Why not? I've been around them all my life.
But we always give Ross a surprise party on his birthday.
Mommy was younger then.
Can't argue with that kind of logic.
I mean, he's not a baby anymore. I think a surprise party would just embarrass him. Do you really think it would, Patty? Of course. We can't just give him one of those all-boy parties anymore. And he doesn't know enough girls.
He's at that awkward in-between age. He's too old for marbles and too young for martinis.
Well, all right, I guess we'll skip the birthday party this year.
Good.
Right. Right now, they're downstairs planning a surprise party for me. I have one every year. It's kind of an old family tradition, you know?
Then I should go ahead and get you a present?
Well, that's up to you. But you look pretty silly coming to a birthday party without one.
But besides his presents, I think we should do something to celebrate Ross's birthday.
Well, what do you think he'd like?
I got a great idea. I saw an ad in the paper. Excuse me, Papa. Here, the creature that swallowed the earth. It's perfect.
Perfect for what?
See the monsters, half vegetable, half human. See raw violence as horror stalks the streets. See the earth devoured alive, gulp by gulp. It's Ross. Yes, he's mad about monster pictures.
You mean take him to see that for his birthday?
Well, if you really think he'd enjoy that sort of thing.
You know, I think he'd love it.
Good. Now all we have to do is find somebody to take him.
Thank you for volunteering, Patty.
The best part is watching them try to keep it a secret every year.
I'll bet. Hey, Slick.
The things they do to get me out of the house till the party's ready. Like once, a long time ago when I was just a kid, they told Patty to take me to one of those merry-go-rounds in a truck and give me a few rides. Was that funny?
Yeah?
I wouldn't get off and go home. Then once, she took me to the movies, and when we get there, she says, "Oh, dear, I just realized I saw this picture." So we go home, and of course, there's a party. I'm dying to find out what they're going to pull this year. Enter.
Ross, could I speak to you, dear?
In a minute.
You let her call you dear.
On my birthday, I have to make these allowances. As soon as that's over, she goes back to you little rat. Now, what can I do for you?
How would you like to see the creature that swallowed the earth?
Yeah.
Good.
What's the joke?
No, it's not a joke. It's a movie. I thought maybe you'd like to go with me tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. You know, for your birthday.
That's right. Tomorrow is my birthday, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you say? Is it a date?
Sure. And thanks, Patty.
It's my pleasure.
No, it's my pleasure.
Okay. Have a good time.
Did you hear that? She's doing the movie bit again.
Boy, you sure were right.
Let's make out a list of the guys who want to come to the party.
Oh, boy.
Joey.
And Al. Al's a good guy.
Yeah.
And Nicky.
No girls. All right. Well, I'll see what I can do. Call you later. Oh, Martin. Margie has a problem. Her in-laws came in unexpectedly from Texas.
That is a problem.
Martin. And see, she was going to have the bridge club at her house tomorrow, but since we're not giving Ross a surprise birthday party, would you mind if I had them here?
The in-laws?
The bridge club.
No, of course not.
Oh, darling, thank you. That's really very thoughtful.
Yeah. Besides, it gives me a good excuse to get out of the house and play some golf.
Let's see now. I better call the bakery.
How will your folks know that's a list of people you want to come to the party?
There's a little hint, see?
A list of my most sociable friends. You're a master.
Please, no hero worshiping.
Is this Pfeiffer's Bakery? This is Mrs. Lane. I'd like to put in a special order for tomorrow, please. Would you send over a dozen chocolate whipped cream tarts, please? Fine, thank you.
We're in big trouble. Why? Well, she ordered 12 cakes, and we've only got 6 guys on the list.
What are we gonna do?
Go back upstairs and invite 6 more guys.
Genius. Sheer genius. We'll use a bigger glass next time. Ross! Come on, we'll be late for the movie.
Be right there. Did you hear that, Stanley? I better hurry or I'll be late for the movie. Yeah, I wish I hadn't found out. It makes it tough to play along with him. Well, I should be home in about 15 minutes, so you and the rest of the guys can come over anytime. Right. Bye.
Are you sure you wouldn't like to go with us, Kathy? Oh, I'd love to, Patty. But a peculiar thing happens to me at horror movies. What? I get horrified. Besides, I have a tennis date with Anne. Thank you.
Patty, don't let Ross see the movie more than twice. I want him home in time for dinner.
Oh, don't worry, Mama. I'll have all I can do to sit through it once.
Oh, Martin, if you expect to make your escape, I suggest you do it now. because the whole gang will be here any moment.
Ross, what are you all dressed up for?
Well, don't you think I should be dressed for my own... Whoops.
We're only going to the movies.
Sure, the movies.
Yeah, don't worry, Mom. I'll bring him home in time.
And Ross, I don't want you stuffing yourself with a lot of popcorn and junk. Do you understand?
You mean at the movies?
Yes.
Don't worry. There isn't much chance of my stuffing myself at the movies.
Ross, are you feeling all right?
Me? Great.
Have a good time at the movie, Ross.
At the movie. Sure, thanks. You bet.
Oh, I'll help you with that, Aunt Natalie.
Oh, would you, Kathy? Thank you.
Of course.
You sure you're all right?
Sure. Let's go, Patty.
Right. We don't want to miss the beginning of the movie.
Oh, certainly not. Ta-ta.
Keep an eye on him, will you, Patty?
Yeah. I don't know what's with him. Maybe his tie's too tight. I think he's just excited because it's his birthday. No, there's something wild going on. I get that terrible feeling we're living with a time bomb. Nah, it's just my imagination. Well, see ya.
Well, I better get going. I gotta meet Otto King at the country club.
Well, maybe it's silly, but I feel guilty.
Why?
Because it's Ross's birthday. You're going golfing. I'm having a bridge party. Kathy's playing tennis.
Natalie, Ross is doing what he likes to do. He's watching a half-vegetable monster devour the earth.
I do hope we're not making a mistake by not having a party for him.
So do I.
Now, believe me, I'm his father. And the last thing in the world he's thinking of is a surprise birthday party.
Oh, the girls are here.
The thundering herd. I'll go out the back way.
Well, as long as you're here, the least you can do is say hello.
The least I can do is say goodbye.
Look, girls, the first husband we've caught this year.
Well, not quite. I was just on my way out. 4.
Hi, dear. Bye. Come on in. Oh, lovely. I like it. Oh, hi, Stanley. Gee, Ross isn't here.
You said half an hour. Am I too early?
Too early for what?
For Ross's big surprise party. So Ross didn't want to let on, but he knew about the surprise party all the time.
He knew about the...
Patty was right, the time bomb is going off. He even heard you ordering the cakes. And when he heard you order a dozen, he called up and invited more guests.
Oh, no.
Am I the first one?
Oh, yes. And are there going to be many more?
I'll say, everybody's coming. As Patty would say, oh boy. There's nothing wrong, is there?
Wrong? Oh, no, nothing's wrong. Everything is just fine.
Good. Gee, Mrs. Lane, I can't tell you how much Ross is looking forward to this party.
Oh, good, that's fine. Stanley, now you just wait out on the patio until the other boys get here, and here's some cookies to tide you over. Kathy, you're right.
About what?
About, oh, boy. Well, I don't think we have much choice. Since most of the guests seem to be on their way, there's nothing else for us to do but find the host. We're having a birthday party.
All right, I'll call the theater and see if I can get in touch with Patty.
Oh, would you, Kathy? And I'll go to the market and get some hot dogs and lemonades and party favors and prizes. Oh, and if the boys come before I get back, maybe they can learn to play bridge.
Hello, information. May I please have the telephone number in Brooklyn Heights? Creature that swallowed the earth. Looks like a great picture, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wish I could see it sometime.
What?
I mean, I can't wait.
Hey, hiya, Ross. You going to the movie?
Well, sort of.
What do you mean you go to the movie, sort of? You're either going or you're not.
Ross, wait there.
I'm not. They give me a surprise party today.
Oh, I get it. The old decoy trick. To get you out of the house while they're getting everything ready.
Yeah, they're real amateurs. It's kind of pitiful.
Yeah, my folks, too. Say, so you're having a surprise party, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, many happy returns, and hope you have a good time at your party. Have to tell me about it sometime.
Hey, wait a minute, Joey. Weren't you invited?
Well, it's okay. I mean, it's your party. You can invite whoever you want.
Your name was on the list. My folks must have called you. Were you out this morning?
Just fooling around in the garage for a while.
Well, there you are.
You mean I'm invited?
Yeah.
Gee, thanks. Hey, is Keith going? Yeah, looks funny. I just saw him. He didn't say anything about it. My folks must have missed him, too. I tell you, they just aren't well organized. Get a hold of Keith, Larry, Al, Harvey, and Pete. Make sure they're all there. Gotcha.
Thank you.
Shh, my sister's coming. Yeah, well, okay, Ross, old buddy. Enjoy the movie.
Well, I got the tickets. Let's go.
You bought tickets? What for?
It's a little ceremony they make you go through before they let you in.
Well, you mean you're going in, even though you saw the picture before?
Who says I saw it?
Well, weren't you going to say that?
No.
Well, then how? I mean, where? Huh?
What?
Nothing.
You know, they ought to write a science fiction picture about you. Come on. The monster already devoured half of New Jersey. Yes. Yes, I know the movie is in progress. But couldn't you send someone to look for them, please? The boy is about 4 feet 10 inches, with blonde hair and blue-gray eyes, and he wears glasses, brown frame glasses. And Patty's very easy to recognize. She looks a lot like me. I'm sorry. I mean, yes, I know your theater must be very crowded, but this is important. Oh, no, it's not exactly an emergency. It's more of a crisis. Hello? 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 Oh. Excuse me.
Is Ross here yet?
No, not yet. Where do we hide? Follow me. Right this way, boy.
Careful now. Cool, I tell you. Yes.
Careful.
Well.
Here, there's Stanley. Hi, guys. You're late.
Hi, Stan. Where's the birthday boy?
Oh, he'll be along any minute. Where do we hide? You wouldn't like to play bridge, would you?
Bridge?
Never mind. Why don't you all make yourself comfortable, and I'll get some of Ross's games for you to play with.
Well, can't we have anything to eat or drink?
I'm afraid the refreshments haven't arrived yet. No. Boy. Just sit down, all right? Excuse me.
Boy, I've been to some pretty corny birthday parties in my time, but this one is pathetic.
I don't know how it happened. All I know is this half-vegetable monster was about to eat the Pentagon building, and I reached over to grab my brother's hand, and he was gone. He just disappeared.
Now, please take it easy, miss. I'm sure he's in the theater somewhere.
I looked everywhere.
Well, now let's try it again. What does he look like?
He's about this tall with blonde, shaggy hair and blue-gray eyes
And brown frame glasses.
Yeah, how did you know that?
He's standing right behind you.
Oh. Sorry.
That's quite all right.
Thank you.
Hello? Is this Pfeiffer's Bakery? This is Mrs. Lane's son. You know those chocolate whipped cream tarts you're delivering? Well, we'd like a dozen more. We're having more guests than we thought. Yeah.
Hi.
I think you have the wrong number. Goodbye.
What are you doing in there? You know I was a nervous wreck.
I was making a phone call.
In the middle of a monster picture? You really are growing up.
Well, we better be going.
Yeah. Oh,
The street is this way.
the theater is this way. Don't you want to see the end of the picture?
Patty, we can't.
Why not?
Well, you know.
No, I don't know.
Because of the... Oh, cut it out.
Ross, maybe you better tell me what you're talking about.
Look at the time. We have to get home.
Home for what?
Oh, boy. Patty, I can't keep it up any longer. I know about it. I've known about it since yesterday.
Good. Now, do you want to tell me about it, or is it just for the ears of the FBI?
Oh, come on. I'm talking about my surprise party.
Your
surprise party that you're keeping me away from the house for.
Oh. Oh, Ross, I don't know how you got that idea, but there's no surprise party.
Gee, Patty, would you make a great spy?
No matter how much they tortured you, you wouldn't break down, would you? Come on, we'll be late for the party.
Oh, boy.
And would you send over another dozen chocolate whipped cream tarts, please? Oh, yes, I know you did, but we've had a few unexpected developments. I have a group here who can eat them faster than you can bake them. Thank you.
Aunt Natalie, do you think these are enough sandwiches?
No, but it's all we have. Well, I'll take the coffee and cake into the bridge game. How is the group in the patio doing?
Well, I don't know how much longer I can keep them under control. They want Ross.
So do I. Maybe we should just have sent them to the movie.
That's not a bad idea.
This is the last time I will ever surprise Ross by not giving him a surprise party.
Shall we press on?
Courage. Forgive me.
Oh, stay away, partner. We're winning.
That looks delicious. Shall we take a break?
Let's do it. Doesn't that look good? Oh, yes.
I'm home, honey.
He's coming, Aunt Natalie.
Who's coming?
Ross, he and Patch are coming down the street.
Big deal. What's going on around here?
I'll tell you later, dear. Quick, everybody, out of sight. Let's hide.
Oh, I don't know what's going on, but come on, let's hide too. Come on, let's hide.
Right now, they're all in there hiding.
Ross, look. You're a year older now. Can't you get it into your head? There's no birthday party.
Sure.
Look. You know what's going on in there now? Mama's bridge club.
Of course.
Okay, I give up. I guess you'll just have to learn to face life.
Thanks for everything, sis. This is gonna be the best surprise party I've ever had.
Wait. I can't let you go in there.
You mean they aren't ready yet?
Ross, I don't want you to be hurt. I'm the one who said you shouldn't have a party. I was doing it for your own good. Or at least I thought I was doing it for your own good.
There is no party. That house isn't full of my buddies waiting for me.
No. I'm sorry.
If they are inside waiting to shower me with presents, what'll you give me?
What do you mean?
Will you be my slave for a month?
Yeah, sure. But Ross...
That's all I want to know. Can I go in now?
Yeah?
Just wait till you see the surprised expression I have this year.
Well, hello, darling. Back from the movies already?
Yeah. What happened to your bridge club?
As near as I can figure it out, it was a case of spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, but nobody planned a birthday party. Oh, I think you're mistaken, Patty. I am? Ross did.
Oh, Slade, could you carry these presents into the living room for me?
He's got them for a whole month.
Did you have enough to eat, Ross?
Yeah, thanks.
Ross, how many times have I told you about reading at the table?
Well, I have to do this for a book report in school tomorrow. Oh, Slave, could you turn the page for me?
Turn the... Yes, Ross. How's that?
Thanks.
Sure. I want you to save your strength, because when this month is over, you're gonna need it.
Oh, isn't it about time for,
I'll get it, Aunt Natalie. I'll get it.
That kid's a born slave.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Ross.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Go ahead. Make a wish and blow out the candles. Barry! Blow them out. Oh, come on, blow harder. Keep blowing. Come on. Harder.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
Thank you. It's very good to be performing at Brooklyn Heights High School. Hooray!
Coming here is just our way of saying thank you to the young lady who helped us get our first big break, Miss Patty Lane.
Thank you. I'd just like to say that I feel very proud and happy to realize that I had a part in giving Nigel and Patrick to the world. I'll never forget the first time I heard them sing. It was at a little radio station right here in Brooklyn Heights, on a day that was also pretty historic for my cousin Kathy. She had just been given a very big job there. Good afternoon, music lovers. This is Kathy Lane, broadcasting a new program of classical recordings presented by Brooklyn Heights High School over Brooklyn Heights' own station, BHBH. We open with Chopin's Nocturne in E-flat major, played by the distinguished young American pianist, Harold Burke.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Bravo, Harry, that was great. Did I sound all right? Like a real pro. Why, the school did a smart thing picking you to announce this jazz of music. Thank you, Patty. And thanks for rallying round. You couldn't keep me away. Besides, I like this music. It's real catchy. Patty, you don't have to stay for the whole program. I want to, Kathy. I'm really beginning to get with it. Why don't you wait for me at the shake shop? Okay, cuz. But I really mean it. Now, who needs the 4 Beatles when you can have the 3 Bs? The 3 Bs, Patty? Sure. Bach, Beethoven, and... Bach, Beethoven... Lenny Bernstein? It's all right, Patty. 2 out of 3 is fine. Bye. See ya. Who are you?
I'm Nigel.
I'm Patrick.
Nigel and Patrick. You must be British.
How can she tell? After all, being subjects of Her Majesty the Queen.
Blessed with a talent for entertaining.
And in bad need of a haircut.
Naturally, we came to America to seek our fortune.
How come I've never heard of you?
Who has? We're nobodies so far.
But you've got so much talent.
Yes.
And rhythm.
Yes.
And what's more, you're kind of cute.
Yes.
Well, then what's holding you back?
Connections. We haven't got any.
That's terrible. The world needs you.
We're available.
And I know what you need. A manager.
Right.
Someone with drive, enthusiasm, and contact.
Right.
And I know just the person. Me. Why not?
Well, no offense, love. I mean, you're a nice girl, but what can you do for us?
True, I am a nobody, but it just so happens that my father is Martin Lane, managing editor of the New York Chronicle.
Blimey.
Papa knows everybody. All he has to do is pick up the phone and you're on your way.
But what if he doesn't like our kind of music?
How could he not like it?
It can happen. First time my old man heard us sing, he threatened to kick me out of the house.
Well, my father appreciates every kind of talent. And when he hears how great you are, he'll say...
Mindless, monotonous drivel. How else describe the so-called music pouring out of our jukeboxes and into the ears of the youth of America?
Hear, hear.
Someone said, I don't care who writes the nation's laws if I can write its songs. We at the Chronicle wonder what kind of laws will be written by the generation that responds to this kind of music.
That's powerful stuff, Martin.
Now, that's high. Come in.
Hi, Papa.
Hello, Patty.
Oh, excuse me.
You know Mr. James.
Yes, nice to see you again, Mr. James.
Of course she does. Patty, what brings you to these parts?
I was just down listening to Kathy announce her symphony program.
I told you about Kathy's radio show. How was it?
Oh, terrific. And then I ran into this wonderful new musical group.
Musical group? What are they, a sort of string quartet?
No, not exactly. Actually, there are just two of them. Oh, and they're really terrific, Papa. All they need is a break.
Well, Martin, maybe we can get our concert editor to
I was hoping maybe you could hear them, Papa.
Why, I'd be glad to, honey. When could we set it up?
Right now, they're outside.
Well, Kathy isn't the only lover of fine music in your family.
No, evidently some of Kathy's good taste is rubbed off on Patty.
Here they are, Papa. Come on, you...
Can't give you love. Can't give you Can't give
Well, what do you think, Mr. Leonard?
Dynamite.
You're wrong, Mr. Leonard. They're really sensational. The kids... You mean you like them?
What's not to like? They're sensational.
You really mean it?
From the heart.
Well, you heard what he said.
And to think you brought them to me, Danny Leonard, a hole-in-the-wall fly-by-night, a nobody.
Mr. Leonard, you may be a hole-in-the-wall, fly-by-night nobody. But we believe in you.
And I believe in them young fellas, 100%.
You want us to make a record?
What record? A whole album.
An album?
It can't miss. I'll stake my bottom dollar.
How soon can you record us, Mr. Leonard?
Who says we can?
But you said you believe in them.
And I do, but who am I? Danny Leonard, a hole-in-the-wall, fly-by-night, and nobody.
Let's go, Nigel.
Wait a minute. I ain't finished. It happens I got a silent partner, a rich brother-in-law, Max Winters. He manufactures shoes.
You mean if he likes them?
We're in business.
We'll audition for him.
Impossible. Max wouldn't listen.
But if he won't listen, how...
He don't listen to people, only to records. You gotta go out and make a demo.
What's a demo?
A demonstration record. That's going to cost money, Mr. Leonard.
Don't look at me.
But you said you'd stake your bottom dollar.
I already spent it. But if you fellas go out and make a demo, and Max likes it, we can go all the way.
All the way.
All the way.
Thank you, Mr. Leonard.
Take one.
Ross, would you tell Patty Oh, excuse me. That's okay, Kath. I'd like you to meet Nigel and Patrick, my cousin, Kathy Lane.
Evening.
How'd you do?
How'd you do? Kathy's a disc jockey.
Yeah?
Blimey.
Yeah, but she only plays long hair stuff.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Down, boys, not that kind of long hair. They're really very talented, Kathy. I'm sure. It was very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Okay, come on, let's get with it. Nigel and Patrick, take one.
Can't give you love.
What? What's that funny noise?
It's me.
You and your typical American boys know how. You boo-booed, Ross.
I did not. I know what it is.
What?
That was you, Patty.
Me?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all.
Ready to take two?
And you go stand in a corner. Nigel and Patrick, take two.
1, 2, 3.
Dynamite.
You really like it?
What's not to like?
Then you'll play it for your brother-in-law?
I told Max you fellas are making a demo.
What did he say?
He won't listen.
That's wonderful. He won't listen?
Max says, what does he know from demos? A shoe manufacturer.
You said...
It's what Max says. He wants to hear him on the air.
On the air?
Max says he won't put up a nickel until a disc jockey plays the record, and then he'll spring.
Mr. Leonard, we're just kids. We don't know any disc jockeys.
Naturally.
But you must, Mr. Leonard. I mean, being in the business.
Do I know the DJs? Intimately.
Well, that's great.
But I could pick up the phone and call any one of them right now and tell them that I personally think that you fellas have a terrific number here.
Will you?
What use would it be? Who'd listen to me? Danny Leonard, a hole-in-the-wall, fly-by-night nobody.
Let's go, Nigel.
Wait a minute, fellas. We're not licked yet. Sure, I'm a nobody, and I don't know any disc jockeys. But I believe in Nigel and Patrick. And somehow, I'm going to see to it that you go all the way.
All the way.
All the way.
Dynamite.
Hi.
Well?
Believe me, fellas, I tried.
But...
I went to every disc jockey in town.
What?
I told them how great you sing and how you really deserve a break.
What?
But they have a rule. They won't play anything that hasn't been recorded.
But we can't get recorded until someone puts us on the air.
Let's face it, fellas, we're dead. You think someplace in New York there'd be a disc jockey? Wonderful program for tomorrow. Brahms' second, Beethoven's fifth, and Chopin's Fantasy in F minor.
Brahms, Beethoven, and Chopin.
Why can't she give young blokes a chance?
That's show business. What'd you say?
Brahms, Beethoven, and Chopin.
No, not you.
I said, why can't she give young blokes a chance?
Nigel and Patrick, you're not only talented and tall, you're geniuses. Kathy! Patty, for the 50th time, I've told you it's impossible. But why, Kathy? It's such a small favor to ask. I told you why, because I only play the classics. But Nigel and Patrick are classic. Patty, you know I'd like to oblige you. Yeah, that's why I told Mr. Leonard to tune in tomorrow. Patty, he'll be listening with his brother-in-law, the silent partner money man. Well, I hope they like Tchaikovsky's Sixth, because that's what they'll be hearing. Oh, Kathy, the whole record takes only 3 minutes to play. Now, what are 3 minutes? Long enough to get me thrown off the air.
Struck out, huh?
Your cousin Kathy's a very stubborn person, Ross.
Yeah, I know.
So is her cousin Patty. Go get me that demo.
But Kathy says she won't play it.
That's her opinion. Go get the demo. Hi, Kath. Patty, you're not going to start badgering me again. No. As a matter of fact, I came to apologize for being such a pest. That's all right. I know how easy it is to get carried away. Yeah, I'm pretty kooky, but I'm all over it now. Kathy, isn't it about time for you to go on the air? Oh, just about, as soon as the sound engineer gets here. Oh. You mind if I hang around for a while? No, I'd love it. Thanks. Oh, that's where you keep the records, huh? Yes. From Palestrina to Balterpiston. My. Boy, it's a pretty heavy door. Oh, it's like a bank vault in there. Once you close that door, you could shoot off a cannon and nobody would hear it. No kidding. What's your program today? Tchaikovsky and Grieg. But if there's something you'd like to hear, aside from Nigel and Patrick, I'd be very happy to play it. Never heard of them. Could you play, Beethoven's, Beethoven's what? How about his first symphony? It's very melodic. Oh, great. All right, I'll get it. She's right, it is like a bank ball. Shame on you, Patty. I shouldn't let her do this to me. But I will.
Hi, Kathy. Ready to roll?
Yes, all set. We'll play these two, and, you can put this one on first.
Nigel and Patrick. On this program, Kathy?
Yes, it's an experiment I'm making to see how our listeners react to the modern British rhythms.
It's your show.
This is BHBH, the voice of Brooklyn Heights.
Brooklyn Heights? I never heard of it.
Sit back and listen, Max, and I promise you from the money we'll make with these two young fellas, your Walter will go to Harvard.
That'll be the day.
We now offer an hour of recorded music presented by Brooklyn Heights High School.
A high school program. Danny, what are you doing to me?
Take my word, Max, it's those high school kids who buy all the records today.
That's right, Papa. Sheets of America. Pick Nations hits.
God help America.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kathy Lane.
Kathy Lane? Who's she?
Very big in Brooklyn, Max. The kids swear by her.
We open our program this afternoon with a number by two young boys whom I predict will be number one in all our jukeboxes.
You hear what she said, Max?
Here are Nigel and Patrick singing Truth Often Hurts the Heart. Go, boys, go.
Wait a minute, Max. You're wrong. Look.
Cool. Hey, man, dig that beat.
He's flipping. He's nuts about him. You hear, Max? You hear? The youth of America has spoken.
All of which goes to prove that if you've got British pluck, a lot of talent, and very long hair, nothing can stop you. Go, boys!
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Oh, I'll take that welfare package if it's ready.
Oh, sure. I'll get it for you.
Oh, my, this is such an attractive room. Oh, I just love these old houses out in Brooklyn Heights.
Uncle Martin says this one dates way back.
Oh, indeed, yes. They don't build fireplaces like this today.
What is it, Miss Tansy?
This mantel. It's a solid mahogany.
Is that good?
Good? Why, it could very well mean that... Oh, Patty, I must take a look at your front door.
The front door? What for?
Well, I'd better not say till I've looked. Oh, my, this is so exciting.
What was in that tea? I don't know. Miss Tansy is a bug about old houses. I believe she's a chairman of some historical society.
I was right. Patty, this house is Georgian.
Came from Georgia?
Georgian, referring to the style of architecture dating from the reign of the first 4 King Georges of England. Meaning, this house is over 200 years old.
How can you tell, Miss Tansy?
Well, the mahogany mantel and the style of this door. Now, both are found only in houses built in the early 18th century.
You mean that means this house was built
before the Revolution?
Are you sure?
My dear, I happen to be secretary of the Brooklyn Heights Historical Society. Oh, and I assure you, this house is a part of our country's historical heritage.
Kind of gives me the shivers.
What does?
George Washington could have slept here.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Papa, our house was built by King George of England. Patty, Miss Tansy didn't say that. Well, anyway, during their reign, over 200 years ago.
No wonder it's so hard to heat.
Aren't you thrilled?
Well, it's nice to know we live in a landmark. But when that fuel bill comes, I sometimes wish we had a nice split level from the reign of Eisenhower.
Yes, the house is getting a little creaky, isn't it?
Well, it's been so long since we've really done anything. I didn't say that.
Well, yes, you did, darling, and you are so right. It's time we had the house really done.
Well, maybe a little paint here and there.
Oh, Martin, that's just patching. The house needs to be done over top to bottom.
I like it the way it is.
Bless you, son.
You said it yourself, Martin. It's been ages since we spent any money on the place.
And I learned to read my newspaper at breakfast.
Besides, Papa, after what Miss Tansy told us, isn't it like our patriotic duty to keep the house looking nice?
All right. What did you have in mind?
Well, Gwen Butler knows this interior decorator, Dennis Latouche. She says he's French and utterly brilliant and dirt cheap.
I like the last part.
Oh, yeah, of course. I thought maybe Kathy didn't know. I don't, peasant.
The Prescotts were one of the first families to settle in Brooklyn Heights. Adam Prescott built your house in 1720.
Kathy, did you hear that?
Wait. I've saved the best to last. In 1776, Adam Prescott's son Jonathan joined the Revolutionary Army of General Washington, leaving Prescott Manor.
Prescott Manor? I live in Prescott Manor.
In the care of his only daughter, Jane. Oh, here's a picture of her.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Yes, indeed. Jane Prescott refused to be evacuated from her home, even when the British forces under General Sir Alec Howell occupied Brooklyn Heights. She offered Prescott Manor to General Howell.
Wait a minute. He was the enemy.
Jane Prescott, having heard of the British commander's fondness for a pretty face and a shapely ankle, forgive me, girls, this part is a little racy.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead. It's all history.
Contrived to be introduced to General Howell. He accepted her offer of Prescott Manor.
But why would she do a thing like that?
And during the several days he resided there, was much occupied in paying court to the beauteous Jane Prescott. Despite the urgent pleas of his staff to continue in pursuit of the scattered American forces. As a result, General Washington had time to reassemble his troops as a fighting unit.
Oh, you mean she just pretended to like the general in order to save the country?
Exactly.
Then the revolution was practically won or lost in our parlor.
Well, yes, in a way.
Thanks a million, Miss Tansy. Come on, Cat. Come on, where? To tell Papa the news so he can put it in the Chronicle. Oh, Patty, it is a very interesting story. But all this happened about 200 years ago. For Pete's sake, do you always have to be so technical? Come on. Thanks a million, Miss Tansy. See ya.
Well, there's no question, Patty, that is a fascinating historical footnote.
Footnote, he calls it. Papa, our house practically saved the Union.
I believe that was Abraham Lincoln, honey. Anyway, what did you want me to do?
Spread it all over the front page so everybody will know we live on hallowed ground.
That's hallowed, Patty. And I don't really think anybody but us Lanes would give a hoot.
I disagree, Martin. It's a nice human interest feature.
Now, J.A., you're a publisher. You know that a newspaper man isn't news unless he shoots somebody.
I still say it rates a story.
Well, you're the boss. Would you send Miller in, please?
Hey, wait till the gang reads about this.
Yes, it's rather a feather in the Lane cap.
You know something? From now on, when the kids come to our house, I'm going to charge admission.
Madame, you were so wise to call me in.
Oh, yes. Well, the room does need something.
It needs everything.
Well, we find it quite comfortable.
An old shoe is also comfortable, but does one wish to live in it? Very well put, no?
Do you have any ideas, Mr. Latouche?
Not so fast, madame. First, I must immerse myself in your house.
Well, I can show you the floor plan.
I mean psychically, spiritually.
Hi, Mom.
This is my son, Ross, Mr. Latouche.
Hi. Mom, look. It's about how our house used to be Prescott Manor.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Don't you want to read it?
Later, dear. We're disturbing Mr. Latouche.
Oh, I'm going to find Patty.
Yes, you do that, dear. You know, this may spark you, Mr. Latouche, but it seems that our house predates the American Revolution.
I'm so glad.
Do you think perhaps we should consider an early American decor?
Surely you do not suggest we do this room a la Betsy Ross?
No?
I mean, heavens to Betsy. Very amusing.
But why not?
Sure, madame. In decor, a period is either in or out. And early American is
out.
But alas, not way out.
That would be better?
Natural more, because then it would be in again. At the moment, it is, how you Americans say, nowheresville.
I see. But you can advise me what to do with the room.
Mais oui.
Oh, Mrs. Butler said that there would be no charge for advice.
Certainly not.
What do you suggest?
I suggest that you engage me to suggest a suitable decor.
Please do.
I will. For this, my fee will be $500.
A Japanese living room?
Madame, it will be magnifique.
Well, I think it's very striking and very original. But a Japanese living room in an old colonial home?
Madame, last summer, I turned the Pennsylvania Dutch barn into a Polynesian palace.
Really?
It was the showplace of Bucks County.
Really?
Until some uncultured person burnt it to the ground. Best news.
Well, I do like it. But I'm wondering if my husband will. You see, in some ways, Martin is really rather old-fashioned.
So is this decor, early 12th century.
Hello, Aunt Natalie. Hello. Hi, Mama. Hi. Holy moly! What's that?
Well, this is Mr. Latouche's idea for the living room, dear.
This living room? How so?
Do you like it?
Oh, it's very interesting, Aunt Natalie. Yeah, Spooky. Oh, spooky nice, I mean. But is Papa's favorite chair going to fit in this?
Buddha forbid.
Oh. Well, it's a real ditty bop. Mom, Miss Tansy asked if some of the ladies could come over and see the house.
Well, of course, dear.
Oh, good. That's what I told her. Well, we're going upstairs. Goodbye. I mean,
Mr. Latouche, what about the patio?
Voila! An authentic Honshu rock garden, isn't it, Biddy? Oh.
I'll get it, Ma. Oh, hi.
Here we are, Patty. The girls couldn't wait to see the house.
Oh, well, come right ahead.
See, the original door. Beautiful.
It's obvious these people care.
How nice to see you, Miss Tansy. Do come in.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Lane. These ladies are from the Brooklyn Heights Historical Society. Our president, Mrs. Outerbridge.
How do you do? You're all very welcome. This is Mr. Latouche.
Charmed ladies.
Thank you. We are very grateful for this chance to look over your lovely old... What on earth are these?
These, madame, are sketches.
Mr. Latouche is an interior decorator. He's going to do our house.
To look like this? Prescott Manor?
Yes, effective, aren't they?
Effective?
Well, girls, come to the cellar.
No, Agatha, not now. We shall be late for the meeting.
What meeting?
The emergency meeting. To the clubhouse, ladies.
And so we urge every member of the community to support this drive to make historic old Prescott Manor into a National Historic Site. How about that?
Great. Miss Tansy is sending over a petition for all of us to sign.
And we will. And what's that phrase of Patrick Henry's? In letters large enough for George III to read without his glasses.
Dad, exactly what will it mean, being a historic site?
Oh, they'll put up a bronze plaque outside the house telling what happened here.
Papa, maybe we should set aside a special day so that people can come and visit, like at Mount Vernon and Monticello.
Well, I don't think we're going to be quite that historic.
In any case, I don't want a lot of sightseers traipsing through here all the time.
Now, don't worry, Nat. Historic or not, this place is ours, and nobody's going to take it away from us. This is our house, our own sturdy little castle.
Hear me out, Miss Prescott. I find you entrancing to gaze upon, enemy of the crown though your father be.
General, I pray you, dally here no longer.
Oh, boy.
What's wrong, sis?
It's a disaster. Nobody's gonna believe that Kathy's a passionate British general or that you're a hot-blooded lieutenant. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. DeMille, but putting on this play was your idea. What's the least we can do to show our appreciation? Let's try it again, okay? Hear me out, Miss Prescott. I find you entrancing to gaze upon, enemy of the crown though your father be.
General!
Kathy, how can a brilliant girl like you, who speaks 8 languages, be such a rink of an actress? Who says I am?
No offense, Kathy, but Patty's right. I don't think you're, projecting enough.
Oh, you know better, Marlon. You come on like the Easter Bunny.
Now, wait a minute.
Patty, it seems a shame, considering the bundle of talent you've been blessed with, that you can't play all the parts yourself. I bet I could. Hear me out, Miss Prescott. I find you entrancing to gaze upon, enemy of the crown though your father be. General, I pray you, dally here no longer. You were saying, General? Miss Prescott. Nay, Sir Alec. Pray, call me Jane. General, a courier has just arrived with this message from the front. Excuse me. Zounds! The Yanks have done it! Done what, General? Escaped across the Hudson. The blasted rebels will live to fight another day. Yes, indeed they will, General, until the last vile redcoat is driven from our shores. What are you saying, Jane? Miss Prescott to you. For like my gallant father, I too am an enemy of the crown. But dash it all, General, be gone! Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Miss Tansy. I didn't hear you come in. Are you okay?
Yeah, the front door was open.
Sorry.
What are you children up to?
Oh, we were just rehearsing a play, one I wrote. It's called Jane Prescott's Finest Hour. She means Patty Lane's. It's a surprise for the Ladies Historical Society to show how much we appreciate what they're trying to do for our house.
That's very thoughtful. Oh, Patty, is your mother in? I must see her.
Oh, yeah, she's in Papa's study. Is it about the house?
Well, yes, in a way.
Oh, come on, I'll show you. Did I hurt you? I'm so sorry. That's right in here. Mom, Miss Tansy's here to see you.
Well, hello, Miss Tansy.
Well, I better get back to rehearsal. Boy, the cook needs a lot of work.
Pardon me for dropping in like this.
I'm delighted, Miss Tansy. I was just looking at these sketches.
The sketches? Oh, yes. The new decor for the living room.
Striking, aren't they?
Oh, yes, indeed. But I don't see the fireplace.
Oh, well, Mr. Latouche feels that we should brick it over.
Brick it over? But it's an heirloom.
Well, Mr. Latouche says that it doesn't fit with the samurai motif.
Oh, he does. Well, I'll be leaving now, Mrs. Lane.
But I thought you wanted to talk to me.
Well, I changed my mind. Oh, that is, it'll keep until the house is, good day, Mrs. Lane, good day.
It is my pleasure now, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce to you our great and good friend, Chief of the Historic Sites Commission, the Honorable James Wiley.
Thank you. Members of the Brooklyn Heights Historical Society, ladies and gentlemen, we have considered your petition to have Prescott Manor declared a National Historic Site. I am happy to announce that your request has been approved. Mr. Lane, will you come forward, please? Mr. Lane, I congratulate you on offering your house to the state.
You're very welcome, sir.
And I want you to know it marks you as a man of patriotism, of great generosity.
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
And I want you to know that we will be equally generous in fixing the compensation you will receive for your unselfish deed.
Oh, well, I really don't expect any money, Mr. Wiley.
And I assure you that as long as Prescott Manor stands, its doors will be open to you and your family to visit there free of charge.
Well, that's is it? Free of charge? What are you talking about, Mr. Wiley?
Ladies and gentlemen, America the Beautiful.
Flummoxed. Sold down the river by a bunch of little old ladies in tennis shoes.
Honey, I didn't see anyone wearing tennis.
Oh, never mind what they wore. Where are we going to live now?
Papa, can't you tell them we refuse to give up the house?
How can I? I signed that petition.
I thought you said they were just going to put a plaque outside.
Well, that's the way it usually works. Who knew those old hens were scheming to throw us into the gutter?
Will you see who that is, Ross?
It's probably some of the neighbors coming to congratulate us.
Good evening, young man. Is your father home?
Yes, sir. He's in the living room.
Well, evening, folks.
Good evening, Mr. Wiley.
I brought the papers to sign.
You people don't waste any time.
You bet. Who knows? You folks might decide to change your mind.
You mean we could?
Well, now, nothing's official until you sign the papers. Now, here they are, Mr. Lane. This is the preliminary letter of agreement. The formal takeover comes later.
I can't wait.
We have great plans for this house, Mr. Lane. We're gonna fix it up just the way it looked in Adam Prescott's day.
That'll please him.
Yes, ma'am. When our antiques team gets through, you'll find it hard to believe that you ever lived here. Your sign here now, Mr. Lane. Right on that. There we are.
no. You can't have it.
Well, Mr. Lane, what are you saying?
I'm sorry, Mr. Wiley, but you can't have this house.
You folks signed the petition. You offered us the house.
Okay, so I'm an Indian giver.
Oh, Mr. Lane, I wish you'd reconsider.
I already have, Mr. Wiley, and just in the nick of time.
Oh, please, Mr. Lane, we are mighty anxious to acquire Prescott Manor.
No, it was Prescott Manor, Mr. Wiley. It is now the Lane House.
It's an historic site. Jane Prescott.
I know all about Jane Prescott, but I'm much more interested in the Lane family history that was made here. You know, my kids grew up in this house, Mr. Wiley, Patty and Ross. They had the measles here and the mumps, and all their birthday parties. If I'm not mistaken, the first time that Patty was ever kissed by a boy, it happened right here in this living room.
No, Papa, it was in the kitchen.
Well, anyway, this is our home, Mr. Wiley. And when our grandchildren come to visit, I don't want them to have to ask for permission from some historical society.
Martin, that's beautiful.
Wish I'd said that.
I appreciate your feelings, Mr. Lane, but
Mr. Wiley, you can come and visit us anytime you like. Free of charge.
Yes. Well. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Wiley.
Bye, Mr. Wiley. Papa, you were brilliant.
Yeah, you came on like a real tiger, Dad.
I had to. I was defending our cave. You know, it's a pretty nice old cave, isn't it?
It's lovely. I can't wait to see what it looks like Japanese. Yes, Mr. Latouche, I'm sure $12,000 is very reasonable, but we've decided to keep the house the way it is. Oh, yes, I understand early Japanese is in, but as far as we're concerned, it's out. Au revoir, Mr. Latouche. I mean, adieu.
Sayonara Japanese decor?
Yes, darling. I think the Prescotts would approve.
Yeah, well, I don't know about them, but I do. And so does my checkbook. Hey, if you kids want to ride, you better hurry up. I'm ready to leave.
Be right down, Papa.
Have a good day, dear.
Don't worry, I will. Now that things are back to normal.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
Push the dial, please. This is the Patty Duke Show. You're asking yourself, what am I doing on the Patty Duke Show? Well, that's quite a story. It seems that a few weeks ago, the president of the junior class at a high school in Brooklyn was having some cats over, and there was a meeting. And?
Therefore, we highly resolve to make this year's junior prom the finest affair in the school's history. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So moved. We'll now proceed to nominate a prom chairman. But first, I want to congratulate Patty Lane on the terrific job she did as chairman of last year's prom.
Thank you, Mr. President.
The band was sensational. The refreshments delish.
Just doing my part, George.
What you did last year was tops, Patty. Which means this year we'll need an even bigger name.
Won't be easy.
We'll need one of the all-time greats of show business.
At least.
But where will we find a prom chairman who can get us a star like that?
Beats me.
Kids, what are we waiting for? Why don't we renominate Patty Lane?
Hey, yeah, why don't we renominate... No!
I second the motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye! George, I can't do it again.
Opposed?
Me.
Our motion is carried. Patty, the people have spoken. What have you got to say?
Help.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Oh, stop looking so glum, Patty. It's a compliment to you.
Oh, yummy. But what do I do about it?
Oh, you'll rise to the occasion. A girl with your energy and resourcefulness.
And family connections. Papa, you're a big newspaper man.
You're managing editor of the Chronicle.
So, what would you say if your only daughter asked you to use your influence to...
Just what I said last year.
That's what I figured.
But I admire your persistence. Well, I'm off to hear President Johnson address the newspaper editors convention.
President Johnson? Do you think he would come? No, I guess not. Besides, he doesn't sing or dance or anything.
I'll walk you the car.
Now, if Harry Truman were still in the White House...
What am I gonna do, Kath? I'm doomed. You'll come through, Patty. How? What am I supposed to do? Go to Hollywood and ring doorbells, fly over Times Square and say, "Hi, Broadway stars, I'm Patty Lane and I need help"? That's it. That's what, Patty? I think I've got it. You're going to fly over Times Square? Of course not. What do you think I am, some kind of a kook?
Already. You've been at this for 3 hours.
4, but who's counting?
Go home.
Give up. Never.
Patty, my dogs are killing.
Mine too, Richard, but I'm not quitting. Because somewhere, somebody up there, I mean in a Broadway theater, somewhere, somebody's gonna look out the window and they're gonna say,
Hey, dig this crazy kid.
What kid is that, Mike?
Down there with a sandwich sign. She's been like picketing Schubert Alley all afternoon.
My name's Patty Lane. Help. What's her problem?
I asked her. She wants a Broadway star to come and entertain at some high school dance. In Brooklyn yet.
So she puts on a sandwich sign. Good for her.
You know what she's paying?
What?
$15.
You're kidding. $15?
She ought to be home learning her lessons.
No. She's a very smart girl. She's got guts.
2 minutes, Mr. Davis.
Come in, Big Daddy. You know something, Mike? When I was a kid, I used to pull nutty stunts like that just to get myself noticed.
Yeah, sure. Listen, Sammy, about that recording date.
Do me a favor. Go downstairs and get her and bring her up here, will you?
Up here? What for?
I've just decided. I'm going to that dance.
Oh, come on, Sammy. You gonna play a benefit for a bunch of Bobby Soxers?
Yeah, in Brooklyn, and for $15 yet.
It's crazy, Sammy. Besides which, you can't afford to take the money. Add that 15 to what you're making already. You know what happens?
No.
You wind up in the 102% income tax bracket.
You're on, Mr. Davis.
I hear you. Just do me a favor. Bring her up here. I'll talk to her after the scene.
You gotta be joking, Sammy.
You know me, sweetheart. I never joke. Get her up here.
Anything you say, baby.
It's a very nice ad, Miss Lane.
"Oh, thank you. I wrote it myself."
But have you any idea what we charge to run a full page?
More than $8.35?
That wouldn't pay for an ad this big. Besides, you'd be wasting your money.
Why? Doesn't everybody in show business read Variety?
We like to think so.
Oh, and aren't show business people always doing things to help worthy causes?
Yes, they are.
Well, then why can't they do something for the junior class at Brooklyn Heights High School? Well, anyway, thanks for seeing me.
My pleasure. Here, want this back?
No, thank you. I know when I'm licked.
Jesse, come in my office. I got a story about a high school kid in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I see Variety's got a story on that kid.
What kid?
Patty Lane. The girl with the sandwich sign. Hey, incidentally, how come she never came up here like I said?
Well, she took off before I could tell her.
I bet.
Sammy, baby, everybody knows you got a heart big as all outdoors. My job is to keep it indoors.
Oh, bless you. You know, she tried to buy an ad for $8.35, a full-page ad in Variety.
Well, that's what I call guts.
She still hasn't got a star for her prom. Well, this time I'm going to see that she gets one.
No, Sammy?
Yes! No. Look, I happen to date kids who don't give up.
Sammy, baby, you're doing 8 shows a week, plus recording dates and TV.
Oh, I'm so busy. But I'm not that busy. Now, come on, give me the phone, please.
What for?
I want to fly to Cleveland. I want to call Patty Lane and tell her I'll be there Saturday.
Sammy, you want to work Saturday night after the show? I'll get you a bundle for a club date.
Tat. Remember, no dough. Can't afford it? Give me the phone, huh? Please? Please? Thank you. Now I understand why Dean and Jerry broke up. I'll call her and she'll get a big thrill out of it. You know what a pleasant thing? Money don't mean everything, you know. The number's here and I'll call her. The joy she'll have in those kids at that prom when I be there. Hello? May I speak to Miss Patty Lane, please?
This is Patty Lane.
I understand that you're looking for someone to entertain at your prom Saturday.
That's right. How did you know?
Well, I read about the story in Variety.
In Variety? Who is this?
My name is Sammy Davis.
Sammy Davis?
Well, actually, Sammy Davis, Jr. And I'll be happy to come and sing at your prom.
You're Sammy Davis, Jr.
That's right.
And you want to entertain at the prom?
I certainly do.
Very funny, Richard.
Huh?
I said that's very funny, Richard.
But, Miss Lane, Patty, you don't understand. I am Sammy Davis, Jr.
Yeah, this is the Gabor sisters, all 3 of them.
Look, please, Patty.
Oh, good night, Richard. On second thought, good night forever.
So busy. Why don't you get off the phone already? Oh, Patty Lane.
Who's Patty Lane? Sammy, baby, you're not still trying to get through to that nutty high school kid.
Look, I'm a little nutty myself.
Sammy, what's with you? All week long you've been dialing this number. It's like an obsession.
Murph, would you get me a Coke, please? Mike, have you ever heard of Captain Ahab?
Captain who?
Captain Ahab.
Ahab?
Well, he was a famous captain in a famous story. And it seemed that he got bugged real bad about a certain Moby Dick.
Moby Dick? You ever play Vegas?
Moby Dick was a big, white, mean whale. See, and this Captain Ahab, he had it in for him. He couldn't sleep, he couldn't eat, he couldn't rest. The only thing he did was run around the ocean, looking for Moby Dick. And that's how I feel about getting Miss Patty Lane on the phone. It's still busy.
Well, you know how kids are when they start gabbing.
Hello, George. It's Patty. I've been trying to get you all night. Your line's been busy.
Yeah. Well, you know how us kids are when we start cabbing, Patty. What's up?
George, it's about the prom.
Oh, it's a sellout, Patty. Everybody will be there tomorrow night.
Swell.
And you know why? They can't wait to see what big, important guest star you've got for us.
I'll bet.
Thanks to you, Patty, it'll be a prom they'll never forget.
George, I want to talk to you about the prom. I think we should call it off.
Call it off? What for? Patty, are you putting me on?
No, George.
Well, then there's only one explanation. You're stuck. You can't get us a big guest star.
That's not true. Of course I can.
You just better, Patty. Because the whole class is going to be there. And if you don't show up with a big, important, famous celebrity, Doomsville. Good night.
I wonder if they let girls enlist in the French Foreign Legion. Hello?
Hello, is this Miss Patty Lane?
Speaking. Who's this?
This is Sammy Davis, Jr.
Oh, come on, not again.
No, wait a minute. Miss Patty, please, don't hang up. This really is Sammy Davis, Jr., and I really, really want to come and sing at your prom.
Why don't you knock it off, Richard? Enough is enough.
You mean you really still don't think I'm Sammy Davis?
Of course I don't.
All right, listen to this. Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. Now what do you say?
That I have the exact same record. Of Sammy Davis singing that song. Richard, I think you're mean, hateful, and horrid. And don't bother picking me up for the prom tomorrow night because I won't be going with you.
Patty, will you please stand still until I get this hem back in?
Mom, what difference does it make? I'm not going. Of course you are, Patty. You look lovely. And the condemned man ate a hearty breakfast, so what?
Oh, Patty, the class can't blame you for not getting a celebrity. You tried.
And failed. And you know, I'm getting pretty tired of Richard and his corny jokes. He keeps calling up and saying it's Sammy Davis Jr. dying to sing at the prom. Sammy Davis? Hey.
What now?
I'll bet if I asked Sammy Davis, he would come. Patty, you don't even know him. Well, true, but when I tell him how desperate I am, he's bound to say yes.
Patty, the prom is tonight. I'm sure Mr. Davis has other plans.
Well, he'll cancel them. You know what they say, there's no people like show people.
Honey,
Come on,
will you please stand still and stop dreaming?
I've got to go. Go where? The Majestic Theater. Kathy, call Richard and tell him I'll see him at the prom. I'll be easy to recognize. I'll be the girl with Sammy Davis Jr. Oh, hi, Papa. Bye, Papa.
Where are you off to?
A rendezvous with destiny.
Hi, darling.
Say, what's with Patty?
Oh, she's got some kind of wild idea that she can persuade... I'll get it. Hello?
Hello. May I speak to Miss Patty Lane, please?
I'm sorry, she's out. This is her mother. May I ask who's calling?
Yes, ma'am. This is Sammy Davis.
Sammy Davis? The real Sammy Davis?
I mean, you do believe I'm Sammy Davis, Mrs. Lane, don't you?
Oh, yes, of course I do, Mr. Davis.
You're all heart, ma'am. I wanted to tell Patty that I'll be at the prom and sing for her tonight.
Well, you're all heart, too, Mr. Davis. It's Sammy Davis. He's coming to the prom.
Oh, you really got to hand it to our Patty.
Thank you very much. Bye. He's really coming.
Well, why are you so surprised? You know how charming and persuasive Patty can be.
Oh, she certainly can. She's never even met Sammy Davis. Well, right now, she's on her way to the theater to beg him to come.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He'll tell her the good news when she gets there.
Yes, young lady?
Oh, hi. I'd like to see Mr. Sammy Davis Jr.
Sorry, curtain's up. Mr. Davis don't see nobody during a performance.
Oh, but this is very, very important.
Come back after the show.
That'll be too late. Please, sir. You see, I have to...
You see that sign up there?
Yeah, it says no smoking.
It says no visitors. Get. I said get. Katie, I'm listening. I'm listening. Well, what'd your mother say when you told her that? Yes, Katie. Yes, just a minute. Evening. Come to see Sammy win the big fight again, huh?
We haven't got much time. This'll be fun.
Mr. Davis!
Big important day. Like to help you out, fellas. Show business people.
Patty, please come inside.
No, Richard, I can't face the class.
I'll say it again, Patty. They know how hard you tried. They're not mad at you.
No, they merely despise me.
They forgive you, Patty. They want you to come in and have a good time. And besides, I spent $5 for these tickets.
I'm sorry, Richard. You go alone. Go dance with some pretty girl who isn't a jinx.
Who's that singing?
I don't know. It sounds like Sammy Davis Jr.
Why can't I cast away this mask of clay and live my life? Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I
Thank you very much. You're marvelous. Gee, I never thought it'd be this much fun. See, I told you guys we'd have a ball. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would just like to explain to you guys and gals that as much fun as it is for me to be here tonight, all of my guys came along with me. George Rhodes, my conductor, all the guys that travel with me. So I thank them for coming. And we're going to do one song, because I'm sort of old, you see. But I like to do that kind of jazz, too, you know. So we do one song. Here's a tribute to Ray Charles. Oh. Oh. Good. That's marvelous. Well, I got a woman. She way over town. She good to me. Well, don't you know, yeah. Well, I got a woman. She living over town. Oh, Lord. She good to me. She my baby. Don't you understand? I'm a lover man. Well, I got a woman. She way over town. She good to me. Oh, yeah. She saved loving early in the morning just for me. Oh, yeah. She save a loving. I mean, early every morning. Oh, don't you know? She do it for me. She give me money when I'm in need. She is the kind of girl I need. Well, I got a woman. She way over town. She good to me. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's always with me. Every night and every day. Never fuss or grumble. You know I like it that way. Never walking in the street, leaving me alone. She know a woman place. It's right there now in my home. I got a woman out of town. Oh, don't you know? She good to me. See, I got a woman. She living over town. Oh, didn't I say she good to me? She my baby. I'm her man. Oh, you can understand. Well, I got a woman. She way over town. She good to me. Oh, don't you know, yeah. Don't you know she all right? She all right, she all right. She all right, she all right. She all right, she all right. Oh. She all right, she all right. She all right, she all right. She all right, she all right. Oh, yeah. Whoa! Yeah! Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're marvelous. Thank you. I would like to say that unfortunately I have to leave, but I want to tell you I've had such a pleasure being here tonight, and I owe that pleasure to a young lady who I've actually never met, but I saw her sign outside of my theater window, and her name is Patty Lane. Would Patty Lane, if she's in the audience, would you come up and let me thank you personally, please? You're the lady in the dressing room.
Yeah. I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Davis.
I can think of one way how to thank me. Like my agent said, don't give me the $15.
Hello?
Oh, hello. May I talk to Miss Patty Lane, please?
Oh, this is Patty Lane.
Oh, I was reading in Variety that you were looking for someone to entertain at your school dance. I'd be glad to come.
Who is this?
Peter Lawford.
Come off it, Richard.
Richard?
I recognize your voice this time. Now be a good boy and go to bed. Good night. Cool.
Silly girl doesn't believe it's really me. I'm not going to give up that easily.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they